Hi to everyone. This is Sridhar. I'm working as assistant professor in St. Peter's Engineering College, Department of Management. Yesterday we are already discussed about apart from economics, apart from second unit, we are already discussed uh, perfect elasticity, demand elasticity, and everything. Today we are going to discuss the law of demand. This is important concept from second unit. Wherever you go, without demand of price, without demand estimation, we cannot buying and selling of goods and services. Now the point is law of demand. Law of demand. So this law of demand, so in before class we are already learned, we are already discussed, and we are already learned analysis, also demand analysis. Then how to calculating perfect elasticity and how to calculating price of demand elasticity and inelastic of price and utility demand and cost analysis. So in this law of demand, so how to utilize the particular demand in a particular place. So this law of demand state that other factors being constant price and quantity of demand, it should be reflected constant price and constant demand of product. Constant price and constant demand of product. So these law of demand, the goods and services are inversely related to each other. Goods and services, goods and services inversely related to product. So these goods and services reflected, which is we are talking about law of demand. So in these goods and services, when the price of a product increases, the demand for the same product will be fall. When the price of increases, when the demand will be falling or decreasing, or at the time of movement, so this is the demand, law of demand. These law of demand. So in this concept law of demand, we are going to analyze the constant price of product and constant demand of product. This is the concept of law of demand. So the where it is constant, so we are going to analyze the goods and services, invisible goods and services inversely related to the law of demand. So this, what is the description of law of demand? So this law of demand explain the consumer choice behavior, explaining of consumer choice of behavior, consumer choice of behavior. So these behavior, then how to changes of price in the market, and assuming other factors affecting demand being constant. When the price of goods rises, then when the price of goods rises and the demand automatically decreasing, then demand automatically followed in a particular stage, which is we are talking law of demand. Okay, so this happens, the consumer hesitate to spend more of the good with the fear of going to out of cash. So according to graphical, movement, P1, P2 and P3, Q1, Q2 and Q3. For example, I'm saying Q3, P2, Q1 and Q1. So this is what law of demand graphic. So this is P stands for price and Q stands for quantity of product. product. So this diagram shows the demand curve which is downward sloping, demand curve is downward sloping, demand curve is downward sloping. Clearly, when the price of the commodity increase from price P3 to P2, when the price commodity of increase, when the P3 to Q2, see here, P3 to P2, this one, P3 to P2, when the price is increased from here to here, P3 to P2. So then this quantity demand comes down from Q3 to Q2. Demand comes down Q2 3 Q2. This one, it is increase and it is decrease. It is increase and P3 to P2, and it is increase. Price is increase. When the price is increase, which is we are calling of law of demand, price is increase, then automatically demand is decrease. So Q2 to Q3. So this is what demand curve. This is the quantity also decreasing of product. So this vice versa, we are going to talking about the law of demand. The assumption is following from again P2 to P1 instead of, and again Q1 to Q2, it is falling. So this is the law of demand. So which is we are talking about law of demand. In this law of demand, the low level and increasing level are we are having in this law of demand. Next one, the law of demand assumptions. So what are the assumptions we are having? So in this we are having three to four assumptions. So important assumption: income level should be remain constant. Income level constant. Second one, tastes of the buyer should not alter. Tastes of the buyer, simple. Tastes of the buyer and price of other goods, price of other goods should be falling sometimes. Next one, no substitute for the commodity. No substitute for the commodities. Income level should be constant. For example, we will take high level of product we are purchasing, high level of product we are buying into the market, high level of product we are selling into the market. Somewhere, some places, whatever price they can buying and selling of product. That is what it's depend upon only quantity. So price is very high and at the same time supply is also high. When the at the same time demand also high, because some places the consumer has to be sold and buying of product. These kind of things is depend upon totally quantity of product. So the law of demand operates only when the income level of the buyer remains constant. In the income rises while the price of the commodity does not fall. Just now I said this is does not fall. So therefore the stability income and essential condition for the operations of the law of demand. This is the law of demand. So when the price is increased, then automatically demand is increased. When the demand is increased, and automatically supply is increasing at the level of income, at the place of income. Next one, tastes of the buyer. So any alternation that takes place in the taste of the consumer will, in all probabilities, towards the working of the law of demand. It often, sometimes, the consumer has to be go to their preferences of goods and services. These commodity decline even though the price is does not changes, that does not changes. So it become the when the price is increase, the demand will be decrease. When the price is increase, or income is increase and supply also increase. It's depend upon demand only, consumer wish. This depend upon only consumer wish of product price. That is the meaning of taste of the buyer. So alternate product are choosing. The consumer has to be alternate changes, or alternate changes they are accepting sometimes, but the price will be price is not accepted in this moment. So price is not constant here only. So high level price are their consumer is buying, or low level price of consumer also buying, because of they want only product, they want only satisfaction. Next one, price of the goods should be falling. So these changes in the prices of the goods often demand for a particular commodity. It price commodities for each. The price commodity are each demand for a commodity. Then other than in all probability are declining. All probabilities are declining in this stage. There may not be any changes in this price. Therefore, the law of demand to operate their importance. The law of demand operate their importance. Okay. So this is the price of other goods. And next one, price, it fall into price because of market rate is well done, market competition or market demand is well, then automatically our economic growth and market product price will be increase, and at the same time product price and product supply also increasing in this stage, price constant. Okay, next, no substitute for the commodity. So in this substitute for the commodity appear in the market, its demand generally decline. Its demand generally decline in between. Okay, this is quite natural, and because with the availability new substitute, some buyers will be attached towards, so these fall even though the price remains unchanged. Hence the new law of demand operate only when the market of commodity is not treated by a new substitute. So when we are treated new substitute, on that time we will go to approach to new technology and new products. So here only when the price is falling, we cannot substitute our product, because we are when which is we are using one product. Now we will go to see the not a price, only quantity of product. That's why we are using no substitute. Just write down this one. Okay, next one, demand forecasting. Forecasting, demand forecasting. So these activity estimating the quantity of product. Forecasting means quantity of product. Forecasting means now we are estimating of quantity of product. So when the product service the consumer will purchase, demand forecasting involves. When the product is purchased one consumer, then forecasting is analyzed into the demand. So because the techniques are including both informal methods. The techniques are including both informal methods such as educated guesses and quantitative methods, and the use of historical sales of data, current data from test market. So demand forecasting may be used in making prices decisions. This is using only making prices decisions. Okay, So this decision whether to enter in new market or target market, we are going to analyzing of demand forecasting in the stage of product price and goods and services. Okay, next one, definition. What is the definition of demand forecasting? According to Cundiff and Still, he is the economist. According to Cundiff and Stills, both people are economics and demand forecasting to analyze how it is analyzing into the market. According to Cundiff and Still, demand forecasting is an estimate of demand during a specified period. Specified period. Just write down. Demand forecasting is an estimate. Demand forecasting is an estimate of demand during a specified period. This one. Estimate the specified period. Okay. So which estimate is tied to a proposed marketing plan. Proposed how what are the what we are estimating in demand forecasting a certain time marketing price or marketing plan, and which assumes a particular set of uncontrollable and competitive forces. Uncontrollable and competitive forces in this stage demand forecasting. Okay. According to Philip Kotler, we are having one more. The company sales forecast is the expected level of company sales based chosen marketing plan and assumed marketing environment. Sales force and marketing assumption. So according to Philip Kotler, sales force, target market, market analysis, and assumption of competitors. These are things are involved according to Philip Kotler. We are analyzing under demand forecasting. Okay. Next one, demand forecasting. Forecasting means, just write down, estimation. Forecasting. Just a few seconds back I already informed you, I given to you information. Forecasting means estimation of future situation. Estimation of future situation. Estimation of future situation. We call it as, which is we are talking about forecasting. Okay. Forecasting means estimation of future situations. Forecasting reduce or minimize the uncertainty. Sometimes forecasting reduce and situation of uncertainty. Third one, by forecasting effective decisions can be taken for future. Forecasting decisions taken by future. Next, forecasting, demand for goods increases and gives sales. Just write down, demand goods and estimating sales and sales of goods. Primary source of income. These are the related to forecasting. Forecasting is equal to estimation of future situation, estimating the sales or product price or product cost or product things. So estimation of future situation. Through demand forecasting, we are going to analyze the product value. Next, forecasting reduce and situation of uncertainty. Risk is the future uncertainty, which is we are going to follow out our price or demand or anything. So we have to take in only risk is the uncertainty. Okay, we get a loss or profit or anything. Next, forecasting a decision taken by future. So forecasting always taken future decision regarding sales, regarding cost, regarding price, regarding attitude, or regarding packing, or regarding quality and quantity also. Next, demand and goods and estimating sales thing. So forecasting, analyzing inside, meanwhile analyzing of product sales and buying and everything. Profit analyzing, profit maximization. Next, pricing source of income. Pricing source of income. This pricing source of income involved the objective method, which is we are making goods and services and everything. The primary stage is income. So this is the forecasting analyzing. Okay, write down. Next one, techniques of demand forecasting. You know that what is forecasting and everything. Techniques is important. So techniques is important. What are the techniques or we are having? So first one is opinion polling method. First one is a opinion polling method. Second one is under opinion polling method we have one more thing, that is collective opinion survey. Collective opinion survey. Next, B survey. Second one, B survey of customers intention. Survey of customer intention. Next, Delphi method. Next one is Delphi method. Regression, nominal group technique. Next, nominal group technique. Next, nominal group technique, and next statistical method. This is second stage, statistical method. Next, B regression method. Write down these things. right? So opinion and collective method are both are same. Opinion and polling method and collective opinion survey. So according to this method, so demand estimate by individuals. Demand estimate by individuals. Estimate by individuals. What demand? Demand estimate by individual. So these salespersons to obtain total demand of the country, may be risky, or each person has knowledge about the small portion of market only. So salesperson may not prepare the demand estimation with the seriousness and care. Estimating, now the salespersons may not be prepared, because then how to sell, then how to market that particular kind of thing. The limited experience in their employment. So that is the reason, limited experience in their employment, and salesperson may not have the required knowledge and experience. So this is the opinion. So this opinion method is most probably containing the sales force of the salesperson, and employee accountability. Okay, so in this method, product price is decided in this opinion polling method. The collective opinion survey forms in the basis of market analysis and demand forecasting. This is a simple way. Next one, survey of customers intention. So in the survey of customer intention, this is another method. The forecasting carry out the survey of what consumer prefer and intend the buy of product. What consumer prefer that intend the what product of buyer. It is not an easy query all consumers through direct contact or through printed questionnaire by small product. Image right. These surveys useful propose in establishing relationship between demand on price, demand on income, demand and price. First one, second, demand and income, demand on price and demand and income, and demand on expenditure. The expenditure means advertisement. Example. So this survey method, then how to use, how much people are using in the market our product, then what is the demand, then what will we go to decide the price, then how to take the decisions, and everything we are going to analyze in this survey of consumer intention. Customer needs and wants when we are fulfilled, definitely our product is going on high level economic growth. Third one, Delphi method. This is important for you. Just write down. The Delphi technique was developed at Rand Corporation in the year of 1950. Delphi method introduced Randy Corporation. When it is 1950. The Delphi method is group of members, process and members. Here in the expert are involved, group of members, process of members and expert are involved in Delphi method. So what is the concept of Delphi method? Analyzing the economic conditions. Analyzing economic conditions. Just a minute. Okay. Analyzing economic conditions. Okay, so according to Delphi method, we are processing, analyzing economic conditions. And next one, carrying out sample surveys of market. Carrying out sample surveys. Carrying out sample surveys of market.